In the last video, we started to work on the factory and we got most of it done. There are still some changes that we need to make to it. And then we started to build a glass farm, which you can see right here. And in today, we are going to finish that and even build more farms. So the first thing that I actually did off camera is I built this mining drill that just has dug out a little hole right here. And this is exactly where we are going to put our kelp farm, because we've actually run out of conveyor belts, and to make them you need dried kelp. So I now have the pickaxe, and all we actually need to do is jump down here, because I've actually crafted up some of these gantry shafts, and these basically work like conveyor belts, but they move contraptions across a certain block. So there we go, we now have that right there, which it goes from one side to the other. I might have to extend it like maybe 2 blocks this way, just so it does cover the whole actual thing. So if I do that, and then I will do the same on that side. This does actually need to be powered with obviously a source, which shouldn't be too hard because there is obviously the doors over there. So I should just have to bring that over to here. There we go, we've now actually got it over. We now just need to connect it all up, which I think should be easier than I actually think. If I just break that and then I put that one there. Is that spinning that? It is. Okay. And then now if I just connect these all the way up over to here, we then at the end here just need to have a vertical gearbox. And with that being placed right there, yes, as you can see, it's now actually moving. So what we need to do next is now quickly just break all of these blocks, because once it gets to the end there, it will stop. So we also do need to actually change out one of these blocks for a redstone sequence gear shift, I think it is. So it goes back and forth. That took a lot longer than I actually thought. I've been building this kelp farm for, I would say, about 4 hours it took me to actually get this fully working, because I actually didn't realize how this works. When these are moving, they're actually technically classed as entities rather than blocks or block entities. Obviously, entities can pass through blocks, so I did have to add some actual harvesters, so the harvesters would break the kelp. As you can see inside of this chest right here, we have almost 2 stacks. I then also, once I actually got the thing working, I run into the problem where the water would actually break this, because if water flows into this, it breaks like old rails and redstone. Well, then just come up with a solution where the water just flows into this part right here, so it don't actually break this. And it is now somewhat working, although it's not the most efficient thing in the world. I quickly just want to head to the nether, because I actually want to dig for ancient debris. And the reason we need to dig for ancient debris is because I've actually added a new mod, and that mod is Easy Villagers. Now, I've added this for one reason, and that is just so we can trade with villagers without having to spend hours and hours working with their trades, moving them around. We can then do it quite simply, because if we use normal Minecraft villagers, we're going to spend a lot of time working with them. I want the main focus of this series to be with create, not with villagers and transporting them and trading with them. So I'm currently at level 10, and I've dug out a pretty decent length tunnel. So now all we need to do is just run down this, placing the rails, because we are going to have it run along the rails. And the reason I'm doing it like this again is because I don't actually want it to get broken by lava. And I'm pretty sure that is a possibility. So at least then if it's going across a already made path, I can stop it at any time. And there we go. We've now actually made it all the way through this, which I've just literally built a tunnel. And if I quickly just place the trapdoor down, you can see I've just built a roof all the way down, so I didn't obviously touch the lava. I don't actually think it's found any ancient debris yet, because I'm pretty sure it can't... Oh, there is ancient debris right there. Okay, I didn't actually think it would mine the ancient debris. I thought it couldn't, and there's more right there. This isn't good, because if it does that, it will actually kill me. How much did we get from that? We got 5. Okay, that's enough for 1 ingot. I actually didn't expect it to do that well. I'm guessing we did lose a lot because of that area right there. So what I think we're going to have to do is mine up this rail, and I think I'm going to have to glue some chests. So let's quickly just do that. I sadly can't break any of these rails because then the lava will flow into it. I will have to go and completely make that safe later on. But I've got 46 rails that I can actually extend a bit further. And I've actually just realized I can't... Okay, that rail shouldn't be there. I can't actually stick a chest to this because I think it's still classed as an entity. It is. And I need to actually make it back into a contraption to do anything with it. And I can't do that. I don't have the contraption device with me, so I'm gonna have to just try and be lucky with it and not find any lava. I'm gonna stop being lazy and go back and get the minecart assembler, because we are definitely losing out on a bit of ancient debris by doing it this way, and I don't really want to lose out on any because we can also make some netherite armor and tools. There we go, we now actually have it back. It's now a contraption again, so all I really need to do is put... Can I just put a chest floating like that? I think I can. Let's add more than just the one, because this is going to get filled with netherrack so quickly. And that'll make it go up to 6. So if I put that there, and then that there, and then all I need to do is just glue from there to there, and then from there all the way up to there. That should now connect it. So if I now quickly just power this again, the chest should be moved up, and they did. And then if I push it, yeah, all the chests are connected. So let's now break this, and let's just push it along, and it now should work, picking up any items it breaks and putting them straight into this chest. Well, I am now back in the overworld, and I have the actual board that we was using in Nether right here. We have a lot of, as you can see, quartz and also netherrack. The quartz will also be kind of useful, but that's not what we're here for. We are here for the netherite. And I do also have some gold, so let's quickly just make this into netherite ingots. We can make 5. I actually forgot, we are in 1.20.1, so we actually need the nether smithing template as well, which we don't have, so we can't actually make any of our armor or tools into netherite just yet. We can still make the actual trader, which is good, so we need some iron, glass, and redstone, which we should have some in here. So we can actually throw the villager down in this area, because this is where I want it. This one is the logs, this one is not, this one is the sticks. So what we can actually do is throw down a actual, what is it called, a hopper down here somewhere, and we can have the hopper go into the auto trader, which will have a fletching table and a villager inside, and this one will trade sticks. It don't have the stick trade, so can I actually remove that? I guess one way I could get it from stop being a fletcher is by throwing a different workstation in there. So if I throw in a stone cutter, and then I take the stone cutter out, and not the actual villager, I take the stone cutter out and throw a fletching table. Here we go. Sticks for emeralds is exactly what we want. So input, if I put a hopper right there, is that going to input the sticks? It is. And then if I just put a actual hopper underneath it with another chest, that should then input the emeralds into the actual chest. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go AFK. I also think I am going to adjust some of this to make this work a lot better, so we actually get a lot more sticks from it. And I might also actually make it a lot bigger, like this one up here, because I'm pretty sure from this one up here, we was actually getting a lot more sticks, yeah, as you can see. And that will be a lot more emeralds. So let me quickly just do that. Hopefully it shouldn't take too long. I have been busy. As you can see, I've actually moved the farm. I moved it back a few blocks just so it weren't so close to the edge. I have also dug a lot of this out so it's a lot flatter. And I've also built a path around it and then also fenced it off using some framed fences with then some framed torches so the torches actually blend in. And currently, if I quickly just head inside, there is this chest right here which I need to empty. But there are 2 chests on top and also the saws. And then there's also deployers which hold the actual saplings, and it places down more saplings when it gets around to it, as you just heard. And then all the actual loot goes into these 2 chests, which you can see right there. Now what we actually need to do is move the items from them chests into a storage system somewhere here. And then what we want to do right here is add a conveyor belt. So if I do something along the lines of that, the conveyor belt can then go down to, let's say, roughly around there. And I think we can connect this up all the way to the end, which then should, I think, be enough. So all we need to do now is connect all these up together. And then we just need to power them, which can wait until later. Now, the next thing we're going to need is brass funnels to go on all of these blocks. So now I have the actual brass funnels we need to complete this. And there we go. That is now done. So inside of here, we obviously want everything to go. And then out of these, we now need to actually put filters on them, because we want saplings to be out of that one. We then need to quickly just grab sticks as well. Sticks can go inside of this end one. Can I not put sticks in there because of the actual mod? There we go. I just changed the item so it's not a stick, and we now have sticks. And then we want to put apples, which I think the farm also produces. And then oak logs are going to have 2 for a reason that I'll explain in a second. But if I quickly just go here and break or open one of these chests, we just need a single apple. It should now fill the items into the correct tunnels. And then all I think I need to do is just add chutes at the end here with chests or something underneath. The only other thing I really need to do is just make this look a bit nicer. Maybe build like a house or something on the side so it's not just a contraption in the middle of nowhere, which I do have a house designed. You can see the outline of the schematic right there. I would probably place this to be around about here somewhere. But I will obviously need to go get some spruce logs for that to work, as it does use a decent amount of spruce. Well, it's now been a few days since I actually last recorded, and as you can see, I now have the house here. There are still some minor tweaks I need to make to it, like I've actually just noticed there was a block missing right here, and if we head up here, I haven't actually done the roof of this part. That's just because there is going to be something on this face of the actual building. I just don't know how to get that working just yet, so that is why I haven't built the roof, because I don't actually know how big that's going to be. Nothing in this farm has changed, it is literally just the actual building on the side, so we can now actually store some loot. I've also noticed these leaves might not decay because there are actually cherry logs right here. If I now come back to my body, we can head up here to see what it looks like on the inside. The inside isn't fully decorated, like as you can see, I need to actually build the roof a little bit better. But you can see I have also revamped all of this, so it is more compact. Before it was like here, and I've moved it to obviously fit within the building. I've also built this little staircase because there are actually things here that makes the things move. And that is just so we can walk over the actual build. This is exactly the same, it's just been obviously moved so it goes at an angle rather than just always going straight. But then at the end here is where I've changed it up. I added the storage drawers mod just so we can store items a lot more bulk rather than using a load of chests or using the actual item vaults. So, as you can see, I just have some actual storage drawers right here. This one right here is for sticks, but obviously the sticks are going down here. They are being crafted into planks and then into sticks even more. And I did also fix this, so I only need one hopper going into it, and it works every time. And then these sticks go into this chest, which then go into this hopper, which then go over here into here, which we need to remove them. And as you can see, this has actually been working. We have over 2,300 emeralds. I just have this here as a spare bulk. And then we also have a staircase over here going to a little villager breeder, where I have obviously a breeder right here that has potatoes feeding into it. And then we have an incubator right here, which obviously makes the villagers grow up a little bit faster. And that is basically what I've been doing. This has taken me a lot longer than I would have liked it to, but it's now fully working. We don't actually need to do anything now. This is working, and we are getting emeralds fully AFK. We are also getting apples, logs, and also sticks fully AFK. One thing I will eventually do is I will actually feed these apples into some sort of honey farm. I think I might build the honey farm on the back of this, or maybe upstairs might be good. Maybe we could have like a floor right here that has a honey farm upstairs. Well, I have already recorded this final part of the video, but for some weird reason, my audio messed up. So let me quickly just show you what I've actually done. I've added a buffer right here, so the actual apples are collected into this storage drawer, because I've now actually built a system that sends them up into this second floor, which I'll show you what is up there in a second. There is a fan right here, which is obviously going upwards to push the items up. I do actually need to make one quick change to this, so let's quickly just head out here, and I can hear skeletons. I don't actually know where okay, you are right there. There is actually one change I want to make to the apple part of the farm, and that is I want to add a brass funnel just so I can specify how many apples we want to be outputted at a time. And if I quickly just head over here, let's quickly just break that and replace it with that one. And now I can actually specify we want we want exactly 4 to be outputted every time. And the reason for that is, I don't know why there's so many there. How many are there? That was 64. And there we go. Now only 4 should be outputted. And the reason we actually want 4 is because if I quickly just head up this ladder, you can see I actually have a bee farm up here. And a quick little explanation of how it works is very simple. The beehives are right here with the flowers here because they can actually pollinate on pink petals. And then there are actually copper pipes above which actually suck the honey out of the hives. And there are then also some pumps which pump them into this fluid container or spout. And it's the same on this side with another one of the actual pumps right there. Underneath that is the chutes, as you can see. And then it shoots the items onto this, which as you can see, we just saw it happen. It then pours the fluid on to the actual apples. There is actually a filter on here, which only allows the honeyed apples to be entered. And then the honey apples are dropped into this hopper, which if I quickly just head down here, as you can see, the honey apples are put into this actual storage drawer, which we already have 276. And then this will be our food source when we actually run out of baked potatoes. And then all the rest works exactly the same. I haven't really changed anything else up. The logs and all that go into these, which then this set of logs will actually go into here, crafting the logs into planks, then the planks into sticks. And this one right here just stores our actual logs because obviously we do want a source of wood for andesite casings and then also chests or anything like that. And then did also make the roof look a little bit better, which there is some changes I would like to make, but I just wanted to corner it off so nothing could spawn. And everywhere in here is kind of lit up now. And then the final thing that I did actually do is I've actually got a lot of villagers right here, which have a load of different trades just so we can actually get a few different items. And these are the ones I've actually set. We've got mending right there, we've got unbreaking right there, and we've got protection 4 right there. Then also this guy is for diamond armor. This one is for redstone. This one I haven't actually set in yet, so we will obviously keep going through this until I get a trade I like. And same with this one up here. This chest also is where I've been storing all the armor and books, and as you can see, we have got quite a few that I've traded already, just so we can get pretty much good armor. And I would actually quickly just like that chest piece out, just so we are a bit more protected. But I'll carry on working on this in between this episode and next. And in next episode, I'll showcase what the full armor looks like. And then finally, I just wanted to showcase this. I have actually set up a little like garden right here, just with some different leaf blocks and some vines and then some flowers. And I have also done the mud, so it kind of looks like it has been tilled by a machine. And the actual vines are growing a bit out of hand, so I might have to do something about them. I think maybe string might stop them from growing. But it just obviously fills in this bit of gap that obviously don't have anything in it otherwise. Now, the final thing I actually want to do within this video is I want to head over to our factory to actually start work on the sand farm that I said I would work on at the beginning of this video. And that should be pretty simple, but I do want to take a lot of these resources because why did that block there? Okay, did that fall down? I think it might have. Now, we obviously have the main part of it in place. So all we need to build up the top there is a cobblestone farm, which we can do in a second. What I need to do right now is let's actually build the cobblestone farm first. I think I have now got something working. So I've built the actual cobblestone farm up there. I just need to connect the drills up to the actual power. But I now have this down here. Now, the reason I have more than one is because this produces sand. I want the sand to be split up into different things because I want to make some soul sand. So this one will take some sand to turn it into soul sand. This one will take sand to store as sand. This one will then take flint. And this one will take clay. Now, I'm not actually going to have a glass farm from this, which I think I did mention at the beginning of the video we were going to do. But I can do that myself. I'm not really that lazy. I can maybe make a system over the back there, which I can throw it on and then it turns a load of sand into glass over time. But I don't think I'm going to automate that from this. I don't actually think there's anything else we can actually get from sand. So sand is got from crushing. And then sand from, if we quickly just look, we can get glass. We can also get the actual sandstone. But I can craft it up myself, or I can set up another system over the back. And then the only other thing it can really produce is clay, which also gets produced from the gravel being crushed. And then also soul sand and glass. So I think these 4 should be fine. What we are going to have to do, though, is add the filters. So if I quickly just see, I've got some sand on me. So let's put 2 for sand. And then I don't have any flint or clay as far as I know. I have flint and a clay. Okay, that's perfect. And there we go. So that should now work. And we are going to have to bring some storage drawers over, although I could actually craft some up because I do have some wood on me. One thing that I am also going to quickly mention, we are not going to have to craft up any more andesite alloys anytime soon, as I didn't actually know you could compact them. These are blocks of andesite alloys, and you can actually put these into a crafting table to get 9 in return. And then if I just do that, there we go. That should now be that done. We will then obviously have a system here that takes the actual sand from this one and send it into some kind of smelter to burn it down into soul sand. But I don't think we are going to do that just yet. I just want to make sure we have this system working first. So now the final thing that I can think of is we need to just power these drills. And there we go. It is now actually working. So we can see sand starting to actually come out of the system. And as you can see, it's being split into these two. I am actually going to build the system that makes the soul sand right now. And how we are actually going to do that is, as you can see, I have done this. I've just moved the actual storage drawer back by a block. So you can see they actually gets picked up earlier. And then what we're going to do is place another storage drawer right here. But we are actually going to need a brass filter or a brass funnel on this one, because we actually want to filter it to only add the soul sand. I have a filter right here, so let's just remove the cherry logs and then let's search soul sand. I think it is soul sand that's produced and not soul soil. But that should work, and then we want to allow that, and then if I just throw that onto there, so all I actually think I need to do is throw that right there, with then the fan right there, and then once again just put the soulfire there instead. No, that's definitely not soulfire. I actually built it wrong because I actually need it to be down by a block, because I'm pretty sure the actual block here is classed as this block rather than the block above. That is now also pushing the correct way. So all we need to do is just put the soulfire there. Yes, there we go. Soulfire particles are now around that. So is that going to turn it into soul sand? It should. And then it should go into this actual... There is one already in there apparently. How many is in there? Let's quickly just remove the potatoes. There is one. Okay. And let's see if this actually does work. It should. Although it is going to be extremely slow. Because obviously, yeah, as you can see, it did just work. There should now be 2. Which, there's 3. Okay. So it's not actually too slow. But it is kind of slow. So maybe I could actually put another one of these fans here as well. So it kind of does both of these at the same time. I actually have one last brass funnel because you can't actually specify the amount of items with a andesite one. So if I now break this and then I place this down, let's then specify exactly, let's do exactly 16 every time and see what happens right there. So that is now 16. Is it going to do all 16 at the same time, or is it going to do one at a time? Let's quickly just see. There's 11 in there currently. Okay, it did just take in the actual items. It did take a little bit longer, I think. And there we go. We now have 75. So that does actually work. There's 200 in there, and there should be 55 in there because 50 and 75. So let's maybe increase this to maybe every 32. It then lets them out and turns them in. So if I quickly just do this, let's maybe do exactly... No, let's actually do exactly 32 for now. And then what we will do, once we have 0 in here, then we'll let them out like 2 at a time, just so it kind of speeds up the process, and this then won't get too backed up. In the next video, I'm actually going to have the soul sand sent to another machine that will be built right here, which will then wash it, because if you actually wash soul sand, you will get quartz and also a chance of getting gold. So that is something that we do want to do, but that can wait until next video, as in between this one and next one I will AFK, so we build up a decent amount of soul sand, so then it can obviously start producing. And this should now be empty. It has 14, so I can now actually set this down to accept, let's say 16, so then when 2 more go in, yep, there we go. And then now I can say every 2, it will then let out 1. It should produce 2 every time this works. But anyway, that is now where I'm going to end this video. Next video, I have a lot of plans on what we're going to do. One of them being a quartz farm. And I do also have some plans to neaten up some of the projects within the world. But that is where this one is going to end. If you did enjoy, do leave a like and subscribe. And I guess I'll see you guys in another one very soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.